Hey, do you like listening to Alex Jones?
Yes.
All right. That's our opener. That's the opening for the episode.
Fair.
Okay.
I didn't say I agreed with him or that I believed him. Just for the record.
That's fair. That's fair.
I also don't listen to him either. But if you're going to use that against me, I just wanted to say
we have
that.
it on in recorded
it's on
audio. You say yes.
It's you can't change. Now makes a fact.
Now you're going to get on Twitter and see.
I can't get on Twitter anymore.
Alex Jones Network followed you back or something.
I can't because the last thing that on Friday, or no Thursday, I went to Alex's page on Twitter where you had sent me that link to the video that we talked about, where he was holed up in the studio or whatever, saying they're going to cut the power, asking for money and asking for people to go to the other site or whatever. I tweeted a reply at real Alex Jones. Can someone punch this man baby in the face already? Stop giving this failed grifter money. And then I was immediately flagged for inciting violence against someone else. And you can either delete the tweet and wait 7 days, and then they'll reinstate your account, or you can appeal and see if you can get your ban taken down. So I appealed it, and my appeal was, fuck Alex Jones, fuck him in the face, he deserves worse. So I'm still waiting for my appeal to go through, and I cannot do anything on Twitter until, so that's just permanently on
That's too bad.
And I am fine. If that is my last ever whatever to Twitter, my last ever creative thing or whatever it is, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with leaving Twitter at that and just saying, can someone punch this man baby in the face? Because my rebuttal is that if I'm inciting violence and you're going to flag, and Elon Musk is going to flag that as inciting violence against an individual, then you are confirming that Alex Jones is a man baby. Because I specifically said, punch this man baby in the face.
Yeah, you didn't. You did not say punch Alex Jones in the face. I did not.
I just said this man baby. So if you're saying that I am inciting violence against an individual, then you're also saying Alex Jones is a man baby, and I am fine with either outcome of that reality. So I'm going to leave it. So I can't get on Twitter. I can't do anything, which is fine.
Well, it's amazing you've made it this far.
I don't know if made it is the right thing or not, but okay, let's start our actual show. How about that?
You are officially 0%.
Oh my God.
KRZLE.
Yeah.
Charles. Burt Reynolds pulls out a banana and starts feeling it. Butterfly kisses.
Oh my God.
Hey, fuck these drums.
The synopsis just isn't good. Oh my God. Okay. And on that note.
Welcome, one and all, to a brand new episode of What Was That? Called again? My name is Thomas.
I'm Will, who's banned from Twitter.
And this is a movie podcast, not on Twitter, where I have selected a 3 movies, and I will read their IMDb plot synopsis to Will.
Me.
We will then have to try to match the synopsis to the correct title.
Mm-hmm.
And we, as per tradition, planned on not being on that long, and then we talked for 2 hours.
It's been 2 hours already.
Now we're starting to record, so things are going good.
Saturday night. Okay.
Yep. A lot of good times happening.
I wish that maybe we should start recording like just as soon as we get on, and then like start a Patreon or something like that, and have like this whole bonus footage of like of just us talking ad nauseum about our
the
ranting.
Saddest Patreon to exist.
Pay $1 to hear 2 guys rant about the week.
And maybe my partner will give us $1 and then nobody else.
Yeah.
Probably not, though. I don't assume.
Okay.
Hey, Will, I heard that you were eager to get into a drink check. Yeah, 2 hours ago, whenever I made this drink, and I've been slowly looking at it, wanting to have more of it.
Should I go first, or should I keep building this up? Because I don't think you can top this. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, you've hyped this up pre-recording, so I'll just get mine out of the way really quick.
Good.
I'm having a delicious. It's probably my favorite white wine I've ever had. There is a. It is just the bottle literally just says New Zealand. It's a New Zealand wine. It's a white wine.
You're just drinking New Zealand.
Yep, it's just New Zealand. It has pictures of sheep in a field. It's delightful. I think it's great. I think it tastes really good. I'm not a white wine person typically, but this one is very good. For my palate, it tastes very much of green apples.
Oh, really?
I think it's very good. Yes, fantastic. I recommend it.
Whenever I was a child of the 90s, and to me, green apple is always associated with sour apple bubble gum.
Yeah.
Chewing gum. Is it anything close to that, or is it actual like Granny Smith type flavor?
For my palate, my refined palate, it tastes very much like eating a green apple.
Really?
With alcohol. Yeah.
Because I don't really like green apples, so I don't know if I'd like that or not, but I would like to try it.
I don't really either, actually.
But you like this?
But this is really good, in my opinion. Yeah, it's my partner's favorite wine. Officially,
New Zealand.
she has stated it is like $12. Very good.
Okay, New Zealand, and New Zealand tastes like green apples, not
Yep,
kiwi.
it's a Sauvignon Blanc.
Oh God.
So there you go.
Sorry, I didn't mean to react that way towards you. It's just anytime that I hear wine words like that, it's just a fucking wine. Just call.
Oh yeah.
It's either white or red. That's all it is. Don't fucking give it a goddamn name.
I said it to be a douche.
No, I know you did. But I reacted in a way that made it sound like I was reacting to you that way. It's just it's just wine. That's all it is. Just be simple.
It's more. Okay. It's much more.
Oh. Well, I'm drinking something atrocious. So I was
perusing the dark web.
No, not even that. I was tempted to do the rum vodka mix just for the funsies of it. Yeah, exactly. But that was I was like, maybe not. It's Saturday. I don't have any plans for Sunday. But I also kind of figured we would talk for a bit. And I'm also not sure if I'm ready to do the wine vodka or the rum vodka mix. So I was just looking in my fridge. I'm out of lemon, so I can't make lemonade. I have forgotten for over a week now to go buy more lemon concentrate juice.
Not to step on your toes here really quick. There's no ketchup involved here, is there?
No, but there's another condiment.
Okay, no ketchup. It's fine. That's fine.
There is a condiment though.
I had a feeling that might be where this is going.
I don't even think I have ketchup in my house. Okay, can you guess what my drink is?
It is a vodka mayo.
Oh God, no, that would be horrible. Holy shit! I mean, if someone pays us money, I might do that.
Let's get a hold of Greg from HTD.
Oh my gosh!
Have him make a vodka mayo.
Vodka mayo. No.
There is a condiment involved, though. You say.
I mean, if you consider this a condiment, I'll say.
What is it like? Like Tabasco sauce or something?
Oh, that might actually
like something that actually would make sense.
A couple dashes of Tabasco in your vodka. Maybe I might have to try that next week.
Is vodka the alcohol?
Yes, it is. You're actually correct about that. Yes.
And is there more than one other ingredient, or is it just vodka plus this thing?
Just plus one thing.
Okay.
Not equal parts. There's a majority of vodka.
Vodka, soy sauce.
Oh man, you're giving me dares.
Soy.
You're just giving me dares at this point. Okay, add that one to the list. No, I'll cut to the chase. So I was looking through the fridge since I didn't have any lemonade for my usual. And I also have no sparkling water, no seltzer water, anything along those lines. I don't really have much right now in the fridge. And I didn't want to just do straight vodka because I really can't palate that, at least not a lot of it. And I wanted more than just like a shot, right? So I essentially made myself a dirty martini, but with pickle juice.
Interesting. And pickle juice is a condiment.
Well, that's what I said. I said that, and I said if you consider this a condiment. I mean, like on a burger, a topping, is that a condiment?
I don't put pickle juice on a burger. I don't think.
No, but pickles in general. But like,
Yes.
are pickles even condiments? That's really the question. Or is that a different
topping?
So okay, so in your book, sorry, as we've delved into what was that ingredient again, condiments are like sauces in your definition. I don't even know what my definition is of condiment.
So.
I've never really thought about it, but
I think so, because like you can't say lettuce is a condiment, for example. That's a topping.
Okay,
Tomato,
I'll stop saying that then.
Yeah. For years, he's been stating that his favorite condiment is lettuce. And everybody just kind of looked at him funny and moved on.
Well, I mean, like, usually whenever you order a burger and you order condiments on it, I just think of, like, all the stuff that goes on a burger that isn't cheese.
Yeah, but they usually say toppings, not condiments.
No. I'm not arguing that. I'm saying how I think of whenever, like, what condiments do you want on your burger? I'm saying I think of everything that goes on a burger except for cheese.
Gotcha. So you're just wrong.
No, yeah, I'm not afraid to admit that. That's just how my brain is. But I also don't really know if I've ever like defined condiment. I think you're right.
Me either.
And I think I agree that it is just like a sauce of some kind. Ketchup, mustard, mayo, soy sauce, whatever you want to put on the burger or in your vodka. That's what it is. But anyway, so I put pickle juice in. It definitely is like a martini. I don't have a martini glass. But it definitely has that dry, like salty, dirty martini type flavor to it. And I my first sip, I was horrified. I was like, I did off camera right as you were getting on Skype. And I was like, oh God, this is a mistake. But the more I've like sipped at this, it's not great by any means. But I can see, like, if I think martini, like super dry, dirty, sour martini, then it's like, oh, okay, maybe there's something here. I don't think I'll ever have this again. But that's what I'm drinking tonight.
But you will have a vodka soy.
I mean, like I said, you were giving me dares. I'm kind of curious about the vodka Tabasco. Like just a shot of that with like a maybe like
yeah, because that's just like a stripped bare bones Bloody Mary kind of.
That's like what would you call that?
A stripped Mary.
Stripped Mary.
Yeah, Mary stripped.
Would you call it like a paper cut Mary or like a pinprick Mary or something like that? Like just like the hint, a homeopathic Mary. Like there's just a hint
a bloody
of
Meredith.
Okay, so it's slightly wounded Meredith. Okay,
yeah,
I might try those in the future just to add some flavor to the show.
Well, if you do, save it for the pod. Save it for the pod.
Yeah. Of course.
And that is our new segment. Save it for the pod.
Save it for the pod.
Will is going to be having a vodka soy and at some point a vodka mayo. So we can look forward to those things.
I will not be having a vodka mayo.
Well, I can tell you what you will be having is a fun time trying to figure out these three films.
I'm ready.
I have selected for you. We are going to be going this week in chronological order of release, and we are going to be kicking off your journey in the year 1976.
Ooh, okay. 76.
And your synopsis reads as follows.
Bicentennial, right?
That is correct. Moving on.
I just wanted to drop a fact. That's all I wanted to do.
As written on IMDb, it reads as follows. A bureaucrat rents a Paris apartment where he finds himself drawn into a rabbit hole of dangerous paranoia.
Ooh. 76. A bureaucrat rents a Paris apartment?
Yep.
Where he finds himself in a what?
Drawn into a rabbit hole of dangerous paranoia.
Drawn into a rabbit hole of dangerous paranoia. So that implies that there is positive paranoia.
Could be.
Okay. A bureaucrat rents a Paris apartment and is drawn into a rabbit hole of dangerous paranoia. None of that.
Short and sweet, right to the point.
You're right. It's to the point. It's 76. None of that rings a bell. Sounds familiar at all. I mean, it's set in Paris, but that doesn't necessarily mean that this is a French film. It could be easily too. So I'm going to await the title on that one for sure to make that decision. But that could be why this doesn't sound familiar to me at all. 76 French film. Because as some listeners know, my history with film school and actually taking a film history class, that class only went to 68. It was a early film to like right at the end of Code, basically. We didn't cover anything post. We did, but not very much post Code. So 70s, we definitely wouldn't have covered at all. Okay, yeah, I don't know any of that one. So next movie, please.
All right, your next film is going to be jumping ahead to the year 1999.
Okay, ooh, wow, good year.
And your synopsis for this one reads as follows. A woman inherits a rent-controlled apartment and is terrorized by a neighbor.
That's it.
That is it.
Okay, so again, there's a theme developing. There's a renting of a house of some kind of a domicile. This one is 99 and a did she have a description? Just a woman?
Yeah, it is just a woman.
Just a woman
who inherits a rent-controlled apartment.
So she's not even renting it. So that part I didn't hear the first time, I guess. So she just inherits a rent-controlled apartment. Yeah. And she's terrified by one of the tenants, you said?
No, she is terrorized by a neighbor.
By a neighbor. Okay, so I was close. She is terrorized by a neighbor of this rent-controlled apartment that she inherited. 99. A woman inherits a New York rent-controlled apartment. Did you say New York, or did I just add that randomly?
You did just add that randomly.
Okay, sorry. I don't know why. I guess rent-controlled.
Every time there's an apartment in one of our episodes,
it has to be New York City.
Just automatically associates it to New York, and I think he's been wrong every time so far.
But you said rent control, and that was actually what sparked New York. Okay, so a woman just inherits a rent-controlled apartment, and she's terrorized by one of the neighbors. All right, Again, to the point, short and sweet. I have not heard of this. This does not ring a bell at all. Could be set anywhere in the world. But again, there's some kind of non-ownership dwelling involved. So I'm curious how the third film plays on this theme.
Yeah. Your final film is going to come from the year 2021.
Okay, I've heard of it.
The synopsis reads as follows. Two roommates' lives are upended after finding out that their new Manhattan apartment harbors a dark secret.
Okay, so 2021, two roommates? Yep. Say this one again.
Yeah, two roommates' lives are upended after finding out that their new Manhattan apartment harbors a dark secret.
Okay. Two roommates' lives are upended after they find that their Manhattan apartment harbors a dark secret.
Yeah.
And I'm going to assume Manhattan as in New York, not Kansas.
Correct. Yeah, okay. Possibly. That's possible.
It could be. You just said Manhattan. Again, that's 2021. Does not sound familiar. None of these ring even the slightest of bells. But they're all kind of sort of vague, but yet to the point. So there's either just like not much happening.
Distinctly different from each other.
Yeah, they are. You're right. They're distinctly different, to the point, kind of vague. So it makes me wonder if like just not much is happening in these movies.
Could be.
Maybe they're just like more like character pieces instead of the actual situation. I don't know. Like the stuff That's happening isn't important. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. So they're all based in some kind of apartment complex or apartment building. One of them is about a dark past. One of them is about a neighbor that's terrorizing, and one of them is about what was the France one about?
Himself.
Himself is his own rabbit hole is the issue there. Okay, let me try to recap. So the first one is 1976.
Yeah.
and a man rents a Paris apartment.
Yeah.
Okay, a man, sorry.
I was about to say that it doesn't say he's a man, but it does say he at a few points. So yeah,
Okay.
it is a man. Yes. Sorry. But the descriptor on the synopsis is a bureaucrat.
Oh, bureaucrat. I did forget that. Okay, so a bureaucrat rents a Paris apartment, and he finds himself in a diving into a rabbit hole of his own what?
Into a rabbit hole of dangerous paranoia.
Dangerous paranoia. Okay, so I totally forgot that part. Try that one again. So a bureaucrat rents a Paris apartment. I'll get this right. Sorry, it's the pickle martini. Rents a Paris apartment where he dives into a rabbit hole of dangerous paranoia.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Where he finds himself drawn into a rabbit hole.
I'm putting a swimming pool in this place, so he's going to dive into this rabbit hole.
Paris bureaucrat, or a bureaucrat in Paris rents a hotel.
Nope, apartment, no. And he dives, no. Digs, dances into. Okay. But the dangerous paranoia is the part that I did actually forget. Okay. The second film was 1999.
Bingo.
And this is a woman inherits a rent-controlled apartment where she is terrorized by one of the neighbors. By a neighbor.
Okay. Yes.
And then the last film was 2021.
Yep.
Two roommates. They're in their new Manhattan apartment where they learn about its dark past. I forgot parts of that.
That's pretty much correct.
Okay.
Two roommates' lives are upended.
Okay,
after
that's the part.
finding out that their new Manhattan apartment harbors a dark secret.
The upended part is important. It's not just that they found that there's a dark secret. Their lives actually are changed by it, at least temporarily. Okay. Their lives are upended. So we have one that is just a guy digging and diving, jumping, falling into a rabbit hole of dangerous paranoia. There's one that is a woman who's dealing with a terrorizing neighbor. And then there's another one that is an upended lives because of a dark secret past. Yep. Okay.
And I have seen two of these.
You have seen two of these?
I have seen and own two of these, yes.
Okay.
And the two that I own, I have seen.
and you've watched them, so you don't just they're not just sitting on the table somewhere.
I've watched one of them once. I've watched the other one, I think 3 or 4 times. Yes.
Okay.
And the other one I have not seen.
All right then. I think I am ready for titles.
Okay. First title you're going to get is The Tenant.
Oh, okay. that does not narrow it down. Okay. Well, The Tenant. The Tenant is singular.
Yeah.
The 2021 film of the two roommates, so it's already not singular.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's about an event that happened in the apartment. Mm-hmm. Which could be a singular tenant, but it also just could be that the apartment was like built on a fucking gravesite or something like that.
Yeah, and Native American burial ground. Yeah, that's classic.
Yeah, it's just like Poltergeist for the new world. Apartment. It's like Poltergeist 8. Like, you built an apartment complex in Manhattan and you didn't remove the bodies.
They're here.
Yeah. Now, the middle film from 99. Again, the woman isn't necessarily the tenant, but one of the neighbors is terrorizing her, and that is singular and could possibly be a neighbor within this rent-controlled apartment complex. So that's a possibility. And then the 76 film, it is a bureaucrat who rents a Paris apartment, so he is also a tenant. So right now I'm leaning away from the 2021 film. But I'm kind of evenly split on the 76 and the 99 film for now. So what is the second title, please?
Okay. The second title for you to go off of is The Scary of 61st.
The what? The Scary of 61st? What
Yep.
the fuck is that? The Scary of 61st? Okay. So
Yep.
maybe that's just dumb. The Scary of 61st. Okay. That doesn't feel like a 2021 title. Doesn't even feel like a 99 title. I could see it maybe being a 70s title. I could also see it maybe being a foreign title that is either, as I always say, like mistranslated or changed for some reason in marketing. This feels more like a just bad English translation. Or I wouldn't say a bad English translation. It's just sometimes foreign words don't always translate directly to English. So this could be this could be an actually accurate translation of the title, but it doesn't have the same like feeling as the original tongue. Say this one again. The Scary of 61st.
That's correct.
The Scary of 61st. Is that the floor? Is that the apartment number? Is that the street the apartment's on? Is that just like the day of the year? The Scary of 61st. I don't even know I don't even know how that could mean anything. What is the Scary? Are they saying that like this dangerous paranoia is the Scary? Is that like a word for like, you know how like sometimes like diabetes is called like the sugar? He's got the sugar. But he's got the Scary. He's got the Scary is just like another word for paranoia.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a dark past that happened in the 2021 film. The Scary of 61st. I don't feel like this is the 99 film with the terrorizing neighbor.
Interesting.
That doesn't feel like that. I mean, I could probably easily talk myself into it, but right now it doesn't feel like that.
I'm sure you will at some point.
Yeah, exactly. So before I talk myself into it, I'm going to move on to the third title, please.
Okay, your final title to play with is going to be The Fourth Floor, and that's the number 4. The number 4th, The Fourth Floor.
The Fourth Floor. 4th. You're saying the numeral 4. Okay.
Correct.
The Fourth Floor. Interesting. So again, there's a dark past that took place at the Manhattan apartment for the 2021 film. There could be something on the 4th floor that happened, and and that's where this there's always a vacancy on the 4th floor, so it's really easy to rent this place, and tenants come in and out because of whatever horribleness happens here, and that's
the last
why
man that owned that apartment died in a horrible gardening accident.
It's something along those lines, right? And that's why, it's cursed possibly, and that's how these two roommates' lives are upended.
That room's been vacant for the last 8 years.
The 4th floor could be where the terrorizing neighbor is. Because, I mean, if it's a neighbor, then they're definitely on the same floor.
Yeah.
Well, I guess not necessarily. I guess you could have like an upstairs neighbor that is just really, really loud.
That's the terrorizing that she's experiencing in her rent-controlled apartment.
I had a place that I lived once. It was basically an apartment complex type. It's like a studio loft place, and the whole structure was concrete floors, concrete ceilings, walls. The whole thing was concrete, big concrete box. And my upstairs neighbor, like clockwork, at 5 a.m. would walk all the way across, I'm assuming her apartment, in high heels. And it would, like a hammer, just echo through into my apartment. Wake me up every day. And I would consider that terrorizing if it was intentional.
I've had to edit out sound of our neighbor upstairs walking around many times from this show. They will, like, day, night, doesn't matter. We will always hear them walking all over their apartment, just like back and forth, like all the time. We'll hear them fucking fart. We can hear them farting through the fucking ceiling. It's crazy.
You think they're just like planting ass on the floor and just letting one rip on the hard floor?
Not, it seems almost like it's not like little toots either. It's like elephant sounds. Because at first I always thought that it was them blowing their nose, and my partner was like, "No, that's like them farting all over the goddamn place." And then I listened, and I was like, "You're right."
My God, it is a fart.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe the terrorizing neighbor is on the 4th floor, and our
they're farting against their walls.
Against the floor. No, I mean like it's like an upstairs neighbor.
Oh,
because like our
gotcha.
inherited subject here is on the 3rd floor, so she doesn't know what's on the 4th floor, right? I mean, because it would be one thing if you shared the floor with whatever was happening.
Yeah.
You know, you could easily look out of your peephole. You could easily look out of the door itself into the hallway as neighbors walked by and kind of get an idea of who lived there. You know, that kind of stuff, right? You could maybe even ride the elevator with them or take the stairs with them and kind of have an idea. But if they're on a floor above you, then they either stay on the elevator after you get off, or they pass you in the staircase, but you never get to really know who that is because it's on a different level than you're on. So maybe there's something there. I still think it's the two guys. I definitely don't think it's the French film. Sorry, I'm saying French film. The Paris apartment film.
The 4th floor?
Yeah, just because it seems to I don't know, it's kind of lacking. The 4th floor as a title feels more like a 90s, I mean, maybe 2000s. It has that kind of just like, we want to make it mysterious enough to where you're kind of, curious about what is happening, I guess. Mm-hmm. Whereas the 76 film, I don't know if they would approach it with that tactic. And I just think the scary of 61st or whatever is so weird that I feel like that's like a 76 title. Okay, so I've got the Tenant.
Yeah.
I've got the Scary of 61st.
Yep.
And I've got the 4th floor.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so the Scary of 61st just doesn't feel like it goes anywhere else except for the 1976 film about the bureaucrat who rents a Paris apartment and then finds himself diving into whatever the word was. It wasn't diving, but diving into a rabbit hole, falling into a rabbit hole of dangerous paranoia.
Yeah.
It feels like that's the only place that goes. Why? I don't know. This feels like maybe it's like a mistranslation or a lost in translation type title. But again, I don't know what the Scary is. The Scary feels like it's something outside of just paranoia. Why is this guy paranoid? How did he become paranoid? He's a bureaucrat. Does that play into it? Is he trying to hide from someone else? Like is this like a political issue going on? Maybe like a scandal? And he decided to go hide out in a apartment somewhere until it all blows over. And while he's there, he's like peeking out the window and he's seeing things move outside of his door. But why would you call that the Scary? I don't know. But I don't think it fits anywhere. I don't think it fits with the terrorizing Tenant movie. I mean, 61st. That could be just the street it's on, not the floor. Because 61 floors of a rent-controlled apartment, that's a huge building. And then the 2021 film of the two roommates and the life being upended because of the discovery of the dark past this place has also doesn't sound like you would want to call that the Scariest 61st. So I'm just going to stick right now, the Scariest 61st, sort of semi-locking that into the 1976 film. The Tenant. The Tenant also feels like it kind of sets nicely with the 1999 film of the woman inheriting a rent-controlled apartment and then is terrorized by a neighbor. I think The Tenant is specifically talking about the neighbor. And actually, the more that I say that title, the more that faintly rings a bell, actually. The Tenant. And I'm still not sold on neighbor being like next door neighbor. I feel like it might even just be an upstairs neighbor. Okay, The Tenant, I'm going to park on the 1999 film, which leaves The Fourth Floor for the 2021 film.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I feel like that just sets nicely there too, because it's about this building and something happening in the building. And I could see that could specifically occupy a whole floor, or even like there being like a sort of like super localized urban legend about the place, and like, oh, it happened on the fourth floor, or something along those lines. I guess I still also kind of feel like maybe they are living on the fourth floor, and that's why their lives are upended. It's not just like apartment, 75 or whatever, right?
The fourth floor. You don't want to live on that floor. That floor's got a history.
You see a semi like rushing down the hallway.
At least 14 people have died up there. Some say you can still see their ghosts.
Garbage chute. You don't want to put your animal in the garbage chute now, do you?
Native Americans knew that floor was bad when the floors went sour.
The floors went sour. Okay. Yeah, I'm buying into that. I want to see that movie. Do you think, I wonder, do you think the fourth floor, if this fits this movie, is the fourth floor the top floor of this building? Or are there like several floors above it?
There's several floors above it.
There's
like 6 floors total.
There's like, okay, so not too many more floors. But this is like in the
it's
middle.
Not like a 40-story building.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing. Like a 20-story building, and only the fourth floor is bad. So like the top suites or whatever, like the penthouse level has no idea that anything bad goes on.
The fourth floor is where the wood went sour. I
could see too that maybe like, and again, I don't know for sure that this is the two roommates in the Manhattan apartment, but I could see there being like something where like the elevator, as the elevator goes past the fourth floor, like it kind of like the lights flicker a little bit, and I could see that being in the movie somewhere, because part of me was also thinking maybe the fourth floor is like the top floor, but I don't know why you wouldn't just call it the top floor then. Okay. I don't really have anything else to go off of other than I'm really just basing this all off of feel, and it just feels right. So that's where my decision making is today, which I know has failed me many times in the past. But I'm going to lock it in. I'm going to say the 1976 film about the bureaucrat Paris apartment falling into a dangerous rabbit hole of dangerous paranoia. I'm going to call that The Scary of 61st. Horrible title. The 1999 film about the woman who inherits a rent-controlled apartment and is then terrorized by a neighbor. I'm going to call that one The Tenant. Again, the more I say that title, the more that starts to ring a bell for some reason. And to me, that means it has to be 90s, because I'm not sure I know any 76 film, and 2021 definitely is too recent.
That was the end of the sentences.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I know any 76 film.
Nope, I don't. I mean, I might, but I just don't think I do. And then, 2021, again, seems too recent. I think it would ring more of a bell if it was that. So that leaves the 2021 film of the two roommates in their new Manhattan apartment. Their lives are upended in their Manhattan apartment whenever they learn of the apartment's dark past, I do believe. I want to call that one The Fourth Floor. Final answer.
All right. This is how he feels they all fit. He feels...
I'm feeling it.
Somewhat confident. Would you say like 40% confident?
I would say 4 floors out of 12 confident.
Oh, okay. So 33%.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. Well, you got 0 correct.
Oh, God. Okay. All
0
right.
of them right.
Okay. Well, I mean, sometimes that makes it easier.
Yeah, it should.
Theoretically.
Yeah.
Okay. Motherfuck. Okay, so but the stupid part of this is that means that the scary of 61st is not the 76 film that I was really, really super confident about. Okay. Mother. Okay. Damn. Okay.
Part of me was kind of hoping you would get 1 right, because then you would keep that one with the 76 one, and then you would be wrong.
Get 0
again. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we got the 0 up front, so
okay.
Let's see how he handles this, ladies and gentlemen.
So that I got to rearrange all of these now, and I don't know where to put the scary. Is it just singular? The scary?
Yep.
Okay. I keep wanting to say the scaries. The scary of 61st.
Maybe that'll be the sequel.
Yeah. Dang. I was really confident that was not a more modern title, a more contemporary title. I mean, 99 is almost 30 years on now, so...
Yeah. 25.
Why would you call the scary of 61st... Well, why would you call anything that? That's my first question. And the second question is why would you call a neighbor who's terrorizing you the scary of 61st? 61st still feels like a street name. Like that's like the address of this building. And 61st, I'm sure that there's a 61st Avenue in Manhattan, probably, at least in New York. Damn it! Rink Control could still be New York. I was about to put it in the 2021 slot. Oh man. Okay, so where does the Tenant go instead? I'll try that tactic. I'll leave the scary of 61st for last. The Tenant. Okay. The Tenant, I don't believe, is 2021 because again, there's 2 guys, and there's a dark past, and I keep wanting to say that the dark past is like an event, not a person. But I just said that. I want to talk myself out of it. Fuck. I feel like I'm going to change. Okay, here's my prediction. Actually, I'm going to switch all these around. I'm going to get 1 correct. So here we go. I'm going to call the 1976 film of the bureaucrat Paris hotel apartment, dangerous paranoia film, rabbit hole of that. I'm going to call that one The Tenant.
Okay.
I don't feel like that's correct, but I'm going to call it that for now. Well, the reason I say, God damn it, the reason I say that is because Tenet feels like it's long term.
Mm.
Okay, fuck it. I'm going to change it again. Sorry, this is actually my final. The 1976 film about the bureaucrat who rents a Paris apartment and falls into a rabbit hole of dangerous paranoia. I'm going to call that one The Fourth Floor.
Okay. I'm
going to call the 1999 film about the woman who inherits a Manhattan. Nope, it was just a rent-controlled apartment complex and is then terrorized by a neighbor. I'm going to call that one The Scary of 61st.
Okay.
I do believe it takes place in New York. And then that leaves the 2 roommates whose lives are upended in their Manhattan apartment whenever they learn about its dark past as the tenant. And I'm going to say that the tenant is someone who lived there a long time, did horrible things, and then maybe still haunts the place. Final answer.
All right. We don't know how he did it, ladies and gentlemen, but he did it. He got 0 out of 3 for the second time.
Really? Yes. Holy cow.
You almost
Okay.
had one.
I almost had one. My prediction was almost correct.
76. It does not feel like it, but it is The Tenant.
Okay, damn it.
This is probably the most well-known of these three films from director Roman Polanski.
Okay, that's why that title sounds familiar then.
Available as a rental on Amazon, and it has a upcoming 4K release from Vinegar Syndrome in the works. I own a now out-of-print Shout Factory Blu-ray of this film.
Okay.
This was the last film released before his infamous scandal involving the rape of a 13-year-old girl. So this is the final movie of his that I will ever own.
Yes.
This movie stars Roman Polanski in the lead role, and it co-stars Isabelle Adjani, whom some of us know from the film Possession.
Oh, okay.
She is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
This movie is shot by cinematographer Sven Nykvist. Probably not saying his last name right, but he was Ingmar Bergman's director of photography.
Okay.
So if you have seen any of Ingmar Bergman's films, they are pretty well shot. This movie looks fantastic. Every camera movement is like perfect. Roman Polanski visited Robert Shaw at his Irish home to discuss a part in this film.
Interesting.
However, reportedly, the meeting went so poorly that no offer was ever made.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Although Roman Polanski plays the leading role in the film, he is given no screen credit as an actor. And allegedly, this is Bruce Campbell's favorite horror film.
Really?
Yeah, so there you go. The Tenant.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes.
Okay.
Moving on to 1999's The Fourth Floor.
Damn it.
This is from director Josh Klausner. This one is currently, at the time of recording, available to stream on Pluto, Plex, Prime, and Roku channel. The movie stars Juliette Lewis, whom some of us know from Christmas Vacation, From Dusk Till Dawn, and others. William Hurt. Okay. Shelley Duvall.
Ooh, interesting.
Tobin Bell. And Artie Lange from The Howard Stern Show.
Really? This is a cast.
He was not on The Howard Stern Show at this point. I think this was even before he was on Mad TV. Early in the film, it is revealed that the woman in the apartment below our lead character is named Alice. Later on, in a Korean shop, the Korean shop owner identifies her as Miss Cooper.
Oh, Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper. A little Easter egg.
So it is it isn't like a shared wall thing. It is a divided floor situation.
I don't know. I don't know if maybe they just reference the person who was below. I don't know. This is the one that I have not seen clearly.
Okay.
I don't know much about this movie. But I do know that it is shot by Michael Slovis? Not sure. Sorry. Who would go on to be nominated for 7 Emmys for his work, one of which he won for an episode of CSI. He also worked a lot shooting episodes of Breaking Bad, The Walking Dead, and most recently shot episodes of The Leftovers. So this DP has had a pretty good career, I would say. Consistent work. And then moving on to 2021's The Scary of 61st.
What the fuck?
This is from director Dasha Nekrasova. This movie is currently, at the time of recording, streaming on Shudder or as a rental on Amazon. I own it on Blu-ray, courtesy of Vinegar Syndrome, in a fantastic release. I found out about this movie personally because in 2021, whenever this movie was coming out and it was doing kind of like a festival run, Simon Barrett actually moderated a Q&A for this movie.
Oh, really? Okay.
The movie is co-written by and co-starring Dasha Nekrasova as well as Madeline Quinn. This movie is shot on beautiful, grainy 16mm film by DP Hunter Zimney. He previously shot a coming-of-age film about a pair of high school baseball players called Giants Being Lonely, and worked as a camera a camera PA and loader on the Safdie brothers movie Good Time.
Okay, good movie.
Yes, the synopsis does not go into it, but this movie goes off the rails into Jeffrey Epstein conspiracy madness.
Oh, gosh.
And that was when I fell in love with this movie personally. This was the only other time that I can think of, at least in recent memory, that I had a feeling similar to watching this for the first time was whenever we watched Nope the first time. Whenever the dude is installing the security cameras.
Yeah.
And they start going into like, oh, UAPs? Oh man, these that goes like full conspiracy mode. Same feeling I had when I watched this, because at first I loved the look. 16 millimeter, for all of our listeners, is my personal favorite visual look. Like shoot something on 16 millimeter, I'll like it probably.
I have 2 student films I need you to watch ASAP.
I would love to. But at first I was kind of unsure what was I kind of thought I knew what was going on a little bit. I watched it on Shudder the first time I saw it,
right?
And I was kind of like, okay, I think I might kind of get this. It's got a kind of interesting atmosphere, interesting tone to it. And then all of a sudden somebody asks, do you know about Jeffrey Epstein? And it goes fucking crazy, and the rest of the movie is just fucking insane.
That's crazy. And then the scary, like, that's just just the word that they went with.
Not great title. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll say that again. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it sounds intriguing. I don't know how any of this is going to help me.
Performances, I could see people saying they're not great.
Right.
I could see people saying that the story's not great. Whatever story there may be. There's a lot. It's just bizarre. It's a very unique, strange movie. Yeah, that's why I like it.
So unique and strange doesn't always translate to high quality.
Not always.
But I mean, if it's people are just rating on entertainment, maybe that does help. So yeah, that's where I'm at now. So I'm trying to figure out, like, where do these all lie as far as on this IMDb rating scale. You liked The Scary of 61st. I think the title is atrocious.
Not great. Yeah.
I could see where it's polarizing, possibly. You're either going to like this style of stuff, or you're not going to like this style of stuff, and you're going to probably rate it accordingly. So we have this movie. Then on the other end of, at least in my head so far, the other end of the scale, we have The Tenant, which, like I said, the more I said that title, I was like, I know this. Something about this title rings a bell. But I even said out loud that, like, I don't know any film from the 70s, or at least from 76. But it is Polanski.
I don't know any film from the 70s.
Yeah, it is Polanski. The cast seems like there's some definite quality there. You said that the cinematographer has quality. So, I mean, and then we have The Fourth Floor, and I don't know if that's going to be... So I guess here's my range. My range is mid to high 6, maybe even like 7, maybe we're even touching 7. And then the bottom of this scale is low 5.
Okay.
And I'm going to say... I'm going to be really shocked if I'm wrong here, but I'm going to say with some amount of confidence that The Tenant is number 1. It's at the highest end of the scale. But my frustration here, or whatever it is, my confidence really goes down with 2 and 3, because I don't know enough about The Fourth Floor, from what you've told me, at least, to gain any kind of notion about how this might be perceived.
Alice Cooper mentioned.
Well, there's
Easter
that.
egg.
There is, like, the possible Alice Cooper Easter egg. There's also a cast that, like, seems interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely
William
a bunch
Hurt,
of, like...
Shelley Duvall.
Yeah, and it's like... And not to, like... not to say anything derogatory towards these... individuals, but it definitely seems like they could all play these roles pretty easily, or at least well, right? Like they all seem very fitting, especially in like the late 90s, Duvall and then Artie Lange, and and then I think you said someone else that also rang a bell to me.
Juliette Lewis.
Yeah, well, she's like the main character, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I could see her being like, someone who's coming from like the outside and has probably never been in like a rent-controlled place. But the other characters, I could see them possibly playing roles that I got believable without having even seen the movie. But then you have The Scary of 61st, which sounds like it is polarizing. But does that mean that like people who love it are like going like, yeah, fucking 5 stars or 10 stars or 20 stars or whatever, and then the people who hate it are like 2 stars, 1 star, negative stars, or are people just not even voting for it at all? So I don't know where these two are going to go. So I'm confident with the Tenet at number 1. I'm going to say The Fourth Floor is second. And then I'm going to say the scary of 61st is third, but maybe like really close third.
Okay.
So if those two are flipped, I think they're close. But I'm confident with Tenet being number 1 at least. I don't know if I'm right. Let me know.
I don't think I will. Moving along.
Okay.
We're going to go.
On to Tag Me.
Your highest rated with a 7.6 out of 10.
Even higher than I thought.
Is the lovely Roman Polanski's The Tenant.
I would have fucking lost it if he would have said Scary of 61st. Yeah, I mean that one seems super obvious just because it's Roman Polanski. You even said it's very good, which
despite his horrible past and his scandal that was on the horizon, he is still known as being a very good director.
Right, but even then, it's like you didn't see this before the scandal, so you even saw it after the scandal, and clearly, while that still weighs on you as far as
still on the mind, especially while he's playing the lead in the movie.
Exactly, yeah. So and that's, I'm going to guess a majority of the people who are rating this on IMDb also watched it post 70s. So I'm sure that weighs a lot on a lot of people's mind, but that I think goes to show potentially at least how good the film is, in that even though there's this horrible person behind it and who's on screen for a lot of the time, you're still like, damn it, this is still fucking good. And so yeah, that was kind of, that one I felt super confident in saying that it was at least high, and I even said 7. I'm a little surprised it's higher than that, but it does make sense. It's the other two films that you're about to tell me that I really have no idea how this is going to go.
Yep, you're the middle film on these rankings with a 5.8 out of 10.
Okay.
Is 1999's The Fourth Floor.
Okay, I got them right. Whew.
Yep. And last but not least, The Scary of 61st from 2021 with a 4.5 out of 10.
Oh, dang, lower than I thought it was going to be. Wow.
Yep.
So this isn't necessarily even polarizing. This is just there's
people
a few.
think it's pretty bad.
Yeah, there's a consensus that it's bad, and there's a few people that are like, that was entertaining.
Yeah, and I would not argue with that. Yeah,
so you can
I would
see
not argue
why it's
against somebody
the way
who
it
thinks it's really bad. Yes,
okay, yeah,
absolutely.
Okay. But you found it entertaining. But did you find it good? You said, or just entertaining?
I would probably lean more towards entertaining. I think the performances are not great.
Right. The look is good, you said.
Oh, man. I could mute it and just look at the movie.
And then you are entertained whenever a film dives into like conspiracy type stuff heavily.
Yeah. This was something that I specifically, for me, I enjoyed. Yeah.
Okay. You were the target audience here.
Evidently. And not many other people.
All right. Do we have any tags or quotes?
We do have tag line.
Tag me.
Tag me.
Tagline.
Sorry. Okay. So this is where I go to the section on IMDb for these films called plot keywords or whatever.
Give me just a couple from each to keep it brief.
I'll give you just a couple from each.
Okay.
And we're going to start off with The Tenant. We're going to go with Psychological Disintegration.
Oh, wow. Not psychological horror or psychological mystery, psychological disintegration.
Yeah.
That's a new one. How many other films can you quickly find out how many films are tagged the same psychological disintegration?
Yeah. Psychological disintegration.
That's heavy. That's visceral. That's incredible.
There are 18 movies total on there, so 17 other ones, including The Shining.
Okay.
Fargo.
Okay.
Another Polanski film that I almost included in this, Repulsion.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of that one.
Yeah.
So I can definitely see between Fargo and The Shining, I wouldn't have ever called that psychological disintegration. That's a very heavy,
absolutely
word,
appropriate for The Shining.
But
however,
totally
yeah,
fits.
Definitely.
I love that term, psychological disintegration. That's awesome. Okay, next tag.
Bystanderism. Bystanderism.
So that's whenever you're a bystander and you're watching something horrible happen and you're just not doing anything about it, I guess. Bystanderism? Okay, I've heard of the bystander effect, but not bystanderism. That's interesting.
Yep, and I will end this one on jumping out a window.
Oh, spoiler. Okay.
Maybe. I will say that the apartment that he moves into,
he's
up
on the
front,
first floor.
The beginning of the movie, the apartment is available because the previous tenant attempted suicide by jumping out the window.
Oh, so is this like a repeat loop that's going to happen possibly?
Hey,
I haven't seen it. I don't know. Okay.
You never know. Moving on to the fourth floor, we are going to see Maggot.
Okay. Yeah, I can. It's a lower rent apartment. Sure, they're going to do stuff like that.
Yep,
yeah.
We got a tag for Packing Peanuts.
That's interesting.
Yep.
Kind of stands out. I don't know why you would want to include. I mean, I'm really curious how many other films have Packing Peanuts as the tag.
Well, I'm gonna confirm something for you to make you feel better about this episode. One of the tags is Westchester, New York.
Okay, that's not New York City.
No, but New York.
Right.
New York,
well,
though.
yeah, but
close.
Sure, but I was whenever I said New York, I was meaning the city, not necessarily the state. But it's interesting that I was at least close enough, I guess.
Yeah, but we have territorialism.
Ooh, interesting. So they're all territorial for their little apartment thing and their little square footage, and then anytime anyone walks in front of their door, maybe they come out and bark or something like that. I don't know, something weird.
Umbrella as weapon.
Okay, umbrella as a weapon.
There we go. We can move on to the scary of 61st. We have Possession.
Ooh, okay.
We have Pizzagate.
Yeah.
We have female rear nudity.
Okay.
We have Teaspoon. That's a specific tag. Zero have found that helpful. Just to be clear.
Yeah.
We have MK Ultra.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So all the conspiracy stuff. Yeah.
Essentially. Yeah. So there you go. There's some tags for these flicks. I do have
quote time.
This is where I go to the quote section and I pull a quote, assuming that it was actually spoken in the film of which I will cite it from. So we also now have Will give me direction for the quote. So
yes.
Will, this week you are working on one line delivered by one character.
Okay, so I always want to try to pick a character from one of these movies.
It doesn't have to be, though. I'll just say that it could be anyone you want. I could do Stallone. It could be anything you want.
I want to try to do one of the characters from the movie. That way, I can possibly get an idea out of which one of these three films this quote might go to.
Yeah.
However,
you were enamored with my evil. What what was it from the church last time? The last one that we did last week. There was like the evil mother of the church or some shit like that. I did a voice that you
like
were
the Mother Superior.
Yeah, the Mother Superior.
Yeah. I don't even remember what you did now, but that was last recording, I guess. But okay, so yes, I want it to be a character from one of these movies just to hopefully help me. But in this, I was already going to go down this route, and then you brought up a Stallone reference. Oh, I'm not going to have you do Stallone, but I would like to have you give this line to me as someone who lives in a rent-controlled apartment, and you know what? I'm also going to say that you're territorial, and that you're actively trying to protect your apartment with an umbrella because someone's trying to enter it that you don't want. So you're very standoffish. You're very confrontational right now, agitated, and I want you to do it in your best Shelley Duvall.
Oh, Shelley Duvall. Okay. This isn't going to be great.
No, it's not.
Rest in peace, Shelley.
Yes.
We all loved you. You were great. Here you go. As
just pull,
written.
just like pull from The Shining if you have to. Yeah.
This is just going to be like a bad, like high pitched woman voice. I think
that's fine.
Okay. As listed on IMDb.
Yeah, you're agitated. You're got the umbrella in hand.
Okay. Beautiful, adorable, goddess, divine. I think I'm pregnant.
Oh God! I wasn't ready for that ending. Oh man. Okay. Give it to me again in just your voice. Just say the line.
Beautiful. Period. Adorable. Period. Goddess. Period. Divine. Period. Divine! Exclamation point. I think I'm pregnant.
I think I'm pregnant. Okay, I don't believe this is the Tenant.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any wiggle room in that movie, as far as what I gather tonally from it, that you would have any of those lines being said, let alone someone praising or being delighted at their own pregnancy. The Scary of 61st. I think you said that there was a tag about possession or being possessed. So maybe this is that? Like this is like a sort of like a Immaculate Conception sort of thing, but with a demon, maybe? I don't know. And then maybe just one of the tenants of the rent controlled apartment is just nuts. I had you do it in Shelley Duvall, and it just doesn't feel like that's what it was. And I don't know if any of the other female characters that you mentioned would be fitting this. So I think just of how crazy that line sounds, and then you add the "I think I'm pregnant" part at the end. I think I'm going to go with this is the 2021 film, The Scary of 61st.
Okay. This quote is delivered by the character Trelkovsky, played by Roman Polanski in The Tenant.
No way!
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
That's
so
right.
I guess he has fully fallen into his rabbit hole of dangerous paranoia at this time.
Maybe
okay.
so.
Wow. Yeah, I totally.
While looking at himself in the mirror, that's your parenthetical that came before the lines on IMDb.
Yeah, he's definitely deep in that paranoia. If he thinks he's pregnant, I think I'm pregnant. I definitely was like, that can't be the 76 one. No way. Wow. Okay. So you haven't seen The Fourth Floor?
I have not.
Okay. I'm still ruminating in my head this possibility that like there is that the neighbor in question that's doing the terrorizing is on a different level. So like the floor before, possibly with this Alice Cooper Easter egg character, maybe. That's what I'm going to go with. So let's discuss what is it that is the terrorizing thing that is happening. Or at least, what is the... how about this? What is the first thing, and then we'll go to the second thing, and then like the ultimate thing. We'll do like 3 levels of intensity. So what is the first thing that happens that causes us, our main character, to believe that they're being terrorized?
Terrorized specifically.
You see, exactly. That's the weird thing about this, is that it's not just like an annoying neighbor, or like a loud neighbor, or a neighbor who's cooking like smelly food even. It's definitely being terrorized.
You're terrorizing me.
Yeah, you're terrorizing me. I just,
you that tofu.
I can smell like garlic. Yeah, exactly. So what is the first thing that happens that... Okay, how about this? The first thing maybe isn't like super terrorizing, but the first thing is like out of the ordinary that causes like an eyebrow to be raised, right? That seems maybe more than just accidental.
Every day, so they get like their newspaper delivered like outside, like left outside their door.
Yeah, okay.
Or something.
Yeah.
But every day, our main character's newspaper is from the previous day.
Oh God, that would be
and
fucking annoying.
She looks out the peephole and she notices that her neighbor steals her paper, and then puts it back the next day when they're done with it.
Okay.
For some reason.
Okay, so I guess I had to ask the question, because I the whole time I've been assuming that it's one person who's terrorizing our
3
our
different
main
neighbors.
Is it everyone in this rent-controlled apartment complex that just hates this woman? Who's...
Everybody except Miss Cooper from downstairs.
Right? Maybe it is that, and maybe they're all trying to blame Miss Cooper, right? But then one of them gets caught in the act, and maybe this is like the first time where it's like, you know, you catch Shelley Duvall's character
on the bougie 3rd floor. Like,
yeah,
well, she's not going to come up here.
Yeah, you catch like Shelley Duvall's character like switching the newspapers out. Okay, and then, I like the idea of all of the neighbors doing this on the 4th floor.
And then Tobin Bell leaves like scary tapes outside the
door. Okay, so is that second level officially then?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what does Artie Lange do? What is the ultimate like?
He just like bangs on her door, and when she opens it, he like cusses her out to her face or something.
Okay, so she's definitely being
he's like
coked
out. Yeah, the fucking Tobin Bell. She like opens her door, and there's like a fishing wire with a tape record with like a cassette tape player dangling under it. Yeah, it says "Play Me" on it.
What's on
like
it?
A smiley face. It says like, "Hello, 122." You've been living.
So clearly, she's gonna know who this is. Like it's like, oh, that voice sounds familiar.
You've been living in tranquility for the last 4 months. That time will come to an end. Like, it doesn't. It's not. There's no threat. It's just really.
And it's just. Is it just one tape? This happens just one time?
Yeah. No, it happens like every day for a month.
It's the same thing on every tape?
No, it's a different thing. It's like, hello, 122.
Hello again. Did you hear my last tape? I hope you heard the last tape, or is this
day
tape
4 of leaving you a tape until you move out.
This tape won't make any sense if you don't listen to the previous tapes.
Whenever people tweet at a celebrity wanting them to do stuff, and they'll be like, day number 67 of tweeting Conan O'Brien to like my picture of my grandma.
Yeah.
It's like that, but with the tape recorders.
Okay. So then, how much time is in between?
William Hurt is dressed up as the Elephant Man. Hey, this is Thomas from the future. About a week after recording this, checking in here in the middle of editing, I did realize almost immediately upon finishing this recording that I did, in fact, obviously mix up William and John Hurt. I am aware that John Hurt played the Elephant Man, William Hurt did not. So you're about to hear me continue to say William Hurt, and I sound like a big dum-dum. We don't need any commentary on that. Unless you want to email us and tell me how dumb I am, you can do so at wwtcapod@protonmail.com. If you email us or send us in a voice memo, I will absolutely read/play it on air. Anyway, I realized this and felt really hurt by my mistake. So, correction inserted.
How much time is in between these events?
Each one, everybody takes turn. They do one specific thing for a month. They all do
the paper
30-day intervals.
Paper thing for a month. She ends up getting used to that, just deals with it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, next month, it's a tape hanging from her. So for 30 days, she has to listen to this neighbor who she clearly knows who it is. And she even like yells down the hallway,
Like,
Frank, stop doing that.
He's like, what do you mean?
Yeah, he tries to hide his voice. What do you mean? Did you listen to it though? I think you should listen to it.
I saw a tape. Did you play it?
The person probably put a lot of work into that. You should probably listen to it anyway. Yeah. Okay.
They probably strategically try to leave it at different times whenever they assume that you're not home.
So
a lot of work.
So then, third level is a guy dressed up as Elephant Man. You're saying
William Hurt reprising his famed role as the Elephant
is he
Man.
playing himself?
What do you mean?
Is William Hurt just playing himself?
William Hurt
as William Hurt
is one of the neighbors. And
he's not been hired in a long time. He has to live in a rent controlled apartment. He just makes him, and he just happens to have the costume left over,
but
like all the prosthetics,
like the coat and the hat, and he
okay, fine.
Puts some really lazy prosthetic work.
Yeah,
on.
that's okay. This is stupid, but we're gonna stick with it. But how is this terrorizing though? Like, what is he doing? Because this has to be more than the newspaper level.
yeah. He's just like pissing on her door.
Okay, that's fine. I'm fine with a neighbor
as the Elephant Man
pissing on her door for 30 days. But now she's inherited this place, so I feel like she can have some kind of recourse as far as reprimand or some kind of authority. So does she do that, or is it just ineffective?
Yeah, the whole everything is done in vain, and she just ignores them. The movie ends.
So she's being terrorized, but really she's just annoyed.
The movie ends with the next person doing their thing, and she's just trying to watch Wheel of Fortune.
So what does Artie Lange do? What is his final level? So you said knock on her door and cuss at her, but I think after the second or third day, you would just not answer your door.
Oh, so he is drugged out and breaks into her place.
Oh,
he actually is the one that goes the step too far, and he breaks in and tries to steal her money or something.
Okay, I like that. And then
she catches him.
Oh, okay.
And he beats her to death with a baseball bat.
Oh shit! So it ends. She's dying.
Yeah, and then he just lives there.
And then the camera slowly cranes down, and it passes through the floor into the apartment below, and it's Alice Cooper just sitting there as blood drips through the ceiling, and you hear like a loud Wheel of Fortune playing upstairs, and this character takes the umbrella and beats on the ceiling. Quiet down up there.
And you see a stack of newspapers behind her,
and tapes, and an Elephant Man costume. So it has been her the whole time, but she was just pretending to be the other tenants.
Except Artie Lange. Artie Lange was
just on a drug-fueled bender. He was just going crazy. He just lost his mind. But the other tenants, this Alice Cooper character was trying to get rid of.
So the fucking Tobin Bell character was actually just I bet somebody put a lot of work into that. You should play it.
He was being honest. He really didn't do it.
We see a glimpse inside of all these people's apartments who we've been assuming were guilty, and he's just making sweet little arts and crafts and paintings and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And then
William Hurt he's just taping himself doing hasn't and stuff. He's not doing anything to anybody.
Shelley Duvall is staunchly against the newspaper. She doesn't even keep the newspaper.
Yeah, she hasn't gotten a newspaper in 8 years.
Right? She can't read. Maybe that. I mean, that's her character. And then it's all just this Alice Cooper person who's just fucking with the other tenant, getting the new property owner, I guess, to blame the other tenants and to try to evict them. That way, this Alice Cooper person can have the whole place.
Yeah, the whole floor will be vacant.
Yeah. Okay. I like this. And
you like this?
I like this. I don't know why. I don't think it's good.
I'd watch
I like it. Yeah,
I'd watch this.
Why not? And then you're saying that the main character dies because Artie Lange comes in, brutally attacks her, and then just sits on her couch and watches TV very loud. That's the end.
Yeah, he basically just lives there now.
he just lives, credits. He just lives there now.
He has to deal with the terrorizing.
That's the title of our version. He just lives there now.
He basically lives there now.
So are you saying the cycle starts over again now? Like if you kill the landlord, you become the landlord. That's how this works.
Yep.
Oh God, what was that called again?